Red lights go on. 20 minutes of racing get underway. And yellow flags waving because someone's not got away particularly well. I think that was the Ryan Margolis BMW in the middle of the field. But David Sheed, with all of that power, however much power it's got, has gone into the lead of the race from the start. He's got ahead of Simon Wing in the Peugeot 205 and Mark Inman in the Caterham. The Peugeot there has not got away. That is the number 49 car, which is Brian Watson's car, listed as a Mini in the programme, but that's certainly a Peugeot 206. So he's out of the race already, I'm afraid, as we watch the cars stream through Old Hairpin for the first time. One or two leaning on one another as they go through. Quite a few MX-5s in this grid as well. Always a very good option for some for low-cost budget motor racing. In this Armed Forces Race Challenge. There's Mike Wells, number 37, long-time racer in the MR2 Championship, where he'd often take some wins, but these days we only see him out on odd occasions in the Armed Forces Race Challenge.
Now we're going to see whether Mark Inman has the straight line speed or whether the aerodynamics are going to count against them. No, they do. And it's the Frankenstein BMW David Sheed which leads into the chicane for the first time. And chased by Simon Wing in the Peugeot. Then it's Mark Inman. There's a Subaru in there, flat 4 Subaru, which is an unusual car. That's the car of Phil England from Salisbury. Here they come, Renault and Honda. Down the inside towards Redgate, there's a move on the lead. I don't know whether Simon Wing was quite close enough. We'll see. No, he wasn't. And Sheed accelerates down the Craner curves, that steep drop, and the circuit writhes about. Important to get the car well balanced for the turn into the Old Hairpin. With the more speed you can take through the apex there, the more you can carry up through the long left-hander at Schwantz Curve towards McLean's. Chris Slater was in the middle of all that, I saw, with his Peugeot. David Russell going well with his, and there's the Honda in there as well, which is Alexander Smith being chased by David Russell, who's going to pop out of the slipstream coming up the hill. No, tucks back in on the approach to Coppice, and Subaru's chasing them in.
Absolutely right. Phil England, as you say, in that Subaru, which, as you say, is a relatively unusual car to have and to see out on the racetrack. The cars turning their way through Coppice and back down the exhibition straight over the crest of the spin for the number 385 car, and that is Ben Dickerson, who started back on row 17 of the grid. Another additional driver, late entry into the program. There's one off, and that is the 13 car. That is the car that was due to start on the front row, Adam Dewis, and that doesn't look like it's just a spin. It looks like there's something seriously amiss under the
it's not
bonnet.
going anywhere, is it? That was a shame.
So he did obviously get out of the pit lane. He didn't feature in the top 34 as they came across the line at the end of the first lap. But notice that Ben Gundry's got out into the race as well. We thought he might be missing. So 16.5 minutes of the race left to go. There's that 385 car which has got back out into the race after its spin. And
first flying lap 1:19 for the leader, David Sheed. 1:19.94. 94. How does that compare with the lap record? Well, he's in an A car, so he's chasing 1:17.27. 19.92 was the pole time, so very close to that.
Paul Waterhouse there in the number 230 Peugeot under pressure and losing a position to number 96. That's Ben McLaughlin in the Renault Clio 172. So looks like McLaughlin's made up a couple of positions on this lap already. You've got the number 19 car in there as well. That's Chris Camp in the 2003 Volvo S60 Challenge car that was built by the Volvo Motorsport division in Gothenburg. It was previously owned by Don Norkie, who raced it in Britcar, and he's owned the car since January this year. There's that Volvo, very unusual car to have out on the grid for Chris Camp, who's been racing for the last 9 seasons, and it was the 2013 Army champion within the Armed Forces Race Challenge. New fastest lap still the same fastest lap actually to David Sheed, 1:19.94, but the last lap he did was a 1:25, and the times on that lap are all very much slower, so there must be yellow flags or something.
Covering that situation with Dewis, I would
exactly,
think.
Yeah. The slippery surface flag as well, so there's obviously some oil down as well, which might also have something to do with it, probably also related to Dewis. So 3/4 of the race left to go, but now with a slightly trickier set of conditions possibly for the drivers to face. There's that Chris Camp Volvo again in 14th position. It is the S60, a car that's now 19 years old. And just behind him he's got the Ben McLaughlin Clear, so he's got ahead of him already on this lap.
That's the to the left of our screens. That's the Peugeot that was pushed off the grid, isn't it? But here they come then for the 4th time through. Still David Sheed holding sway from Simon Wing, but there's nothing between those two. So all the time at the moment we've got no new fastest laps, understandably. Got that over 3 MX5s having a good old battle there.
Yeah, Ruben Stanislaus in the 235 car is one of those.
They are available in other colours, as you can see from the red and gold one that's ahead. Looks like a sort of a Lotus Elan Sprint. Of course, the early cars were, well, there's the Blackett BMW having a spin. These things seem to be sort of fairly tail happy conditions as they stand.
They do. Wait until we've got about 40 of them out tomorrow. We've got half a dozen of them out today, and they are circulating towards the back of the field. They are Class D entries, as are the MX5s as a general rule. Although if they've been modified, of course, they may move up a class. So we're watching this battle go through. It's the 235 car, the 26 car is also involved in that. That's Gareth Moss. He's been a long time competitor in this category. So I think this is for 23rd, 24th and 25th position that we're watching, with the gold and red car a bit further up the road. Alex Rivett and Matthew Hoskins also involved in this in 115, who's on screen now at the old hairpin.
They're having a whale of a time, aren't they? And these cars, something there at the side of the track I noticed, but I don't know what it was.
It was that where Jess had stopped a few laps ago.
It's possible.
Right, just looking at the class situation, Class A being led by David Sheed at the moment, Class B by Mark Inman in his Caterham Sigmax, that number 22 car. These are the two leads though. Class C, by the way, number 12 David Russell in 6th place overall. And Class D by 113 Alex Rivett in the first of those Mazdas. But this is the battle for the lead, which is shortly to get into the back markers.
Yeah, the battle's intensifying for the lead as Simon Wing. Yes, it's just off to the right hand side, not far into the gravel by the looks of things. They've just been lapped in one of the compacts. But this is a really meaty machine. Oh, he's dropped it! He's gone round a half spin then at McLean's for David Sheed, and we're just remarking what a machine this is, but it's now a machine that's having to do a lot of chasing. Yeah,
no, it's not. The machine got the better of the man there on that occasion, I think, as they went through McLean. So David Sheed has rejoined just in front of Phil England's Subaru, hasn't he? Which in turn goes off onto the grass at Coppice Corner. That's
Subaru can cope with that sort of stuff, can't it?
Absolutely, very suitable for rallying, I would think. But he's now lost a position to David Russell as well in the blue BMW number 12. That's the Class C leader. So it'd be interesting to see what David Sheed can do from here. He's down in 5th position now. He's got the two Class B cars of Mark Inman and Alexander Smith in the Honda to try and get past, to get back on terms with Simon Wing.
That's David Russell in the blue BMW. You're seeing in the middle of the screen with Phil England and the Subaru behind him. You've got the Toyota. There is 178, isn't it? That's Pete Seeley coming to, and Jonathan Candler in the Peugeot. Lovely multi-mark mix in this field.
It is really good, isn't it? And really nicely turned out cars as well. Candler gets the better of Seeley through the Craner curve, so it goes up into 7th position now, and 2nd within Class C, ahead of that Toyota MR2. Seeley did start racing, I think, in the MR2 Championship, a more standard car than this modified version that he sports these days. Candler there getting the better of one of the 116 cars, which is a back marker, but he's taken quite a bit of time here out of Phil England as well, who had that off just about a lap ago from now. Does he get around Coppice safely this time? Looks like he probably does. So with 10.5 minutes to go, it's number 108 Simon Wing that's leading by 6.6 seconds from number 22 Mark Inman in 2nd place. 196 Alexander Smith in the Honda is 3rd. 133 David Sheed in the BMW is 4th. 12 David Russell, another BMW, is 5th. And Phil England, number 8 in the Subaru, is 6th.
Quite a lot of personal bests going in the midfield pack. as the drivers get used to the conditions out there. Royal Navy car there of Blackett goes through.
David Sheed's got back up to third position now, so he's got ahead of Alexander Smith's Honda, and he's about just about 2 seconds behind Mark Inman, who we are watching now in the number 22 Caterham Sigmax. He passes one of those 116s as well, so there we go, we do see David Sheed's red Frankenstein.
That was Melissa Beckley, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Past the white BMW.
There it was, just going through shot. So now we've got Sheed chasing back after Inman. So Sheed's best lap of 1:19.94.
So far, I think he might improve on that before this race is out.
He might do. Inman's best of 1:21.34, which was on the previous lap. So we'll see Sheed over the next clear lap or two.
Oh, we got a little bit tire squealer there, didn't he? Through onto the straight, and the BMW is looming large. This is where the Caterham is not particularly aerodynamic, and the more powerful BMW goes through.
Someone's
someone kicked up the dust there. Inman kicked the dust. There's a spin there for Unwin, Sebastian Unwin in the BMW.
Number
17.
Number 17 in 29th position, and yes, that's another spin for one of the 116s. Meanwhile, Russell gets past that back marker. David Russell, who is still our Class C leader.
And England out on the outside in the yellow Subaru. Was just aware of those around him.
No change yet in the battle for second place as David Sheed looks to reclaim that position from Mark Inman that he lost about 3 laps ago now with that half spin up at McLean's. He's going to have a go through Schwantz curve up towards the right hander at McLean's. Inman sticking to the racing line there. There's a back marker to their left as well.
Not going to overcome a nimble Caterham on the outside into McLean's, I wouldn't have thought, but you'd wait until now, a coppice, get on the gas ASAP and as hard as you can. There's a couple of cars up ahead, and here comes the BMW. It's going to grunt past. But the Caterham will brake considerably later and duck through the gap with the MX-5 that's just been lapped.
Yeah, that's right.
It's got a nice little Mini versus Honda tussle there. That's Keith Atwood, who started at the back, having qualified out of session in his Mini. And he's hanging on. He's kept the place just about on the outside, but it's a close run thing.
Yeah, Atwood up to 14th, and he's doing battle there with Blair Thompson's Honda Civic Type R. So it's been a good drive from Keith Atwood in that R53 Cooper S. And just to say, behind Blair Thompson in the Civic Type R. See Civic Type R's in several races today. They've got their own Tiguan Type R trophy. We'll see them out in Hot Hatch as well. And good to see Blair Thompson's version out in this race. I think the only Civic Type R in this race. There's the Integra Type R of Alexander Smith as well, who's running in 4th position in the 196 car. But 2/3 of the way through this race now. It's still Simon Wing leading by just under 8 seconds from David Sheed now back up to second place. So it's 1:08 from 133 and 22 Mark Inman third. David Russell it is leading Class C and 12th overall, and Class D is actually being led by Michael Wells, number 37 in the Toyota MR2 Roadster, who's on screen now.
That's well cute.
So he has behind him Paul Waterhouse, one of the Class C cars in the Peugeot 306, and also the Fiesta XR2i of Simon Frowen as well.
Waterhouse in the black Peugeot, who is currently second on the index performance points, behind Doug Inglis with his hard-topped Mazda.
Yeah, Doug Inglis is out here today. He's 20th overall.
Sheed a new fastest lap, which is a 19:83.
Yeah, so he's got a 10th or so faster, hasn't he, than his previous best. There's Waterhouse with the orange heart on the back of his car. Several drivers still sport these orange hearts, which were put on cars around about this time last year, to thank all of our marshals and also to remember Rob Foote, the marshal who tragically lost his life at Brands Hatch July 2021.
It's all getting busy. And Waterhouse there in the black Peugeot, number 230. Simon Frowen behind him. The RAF Roundel on his Fiesta. They've got Michael Wells ahead of them and 2 BMWs to negotiate as well.
Oh, and that's Ryan Margolis in the BMW that's off. It's shown as a 116i, but that's
Clearly not.
clearly not. No. The Z Series cars.
Just Z3, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Looks
so.
like it.
So 4.5 minutes or so to go. Chris Camper noticed has made his way into the top 10 in the Volvo, which is a good effort. He started where? Very difficult to spot on such a big grid, but yeah, good drive this from Chris Camp.
Well, it's interesting. He must have qualified out of session, I think, because
He must have done,
I
yeah.
didn't see that car in qualifying. I did tick them all off as they came
Yeah,
through.
it's the kind of
And
car
he
you'd
did.
remember as well,
Yeah,
isn't it? The Volvo.
exactly. And he said he was an Army champion way back,
In 2013,
which didn't, of
yeah.
course, surprise me because he's an Army camp.
113 going through. That is Alex Rivette, who's lost a position in Class D. He's down to 4th in Class D now. Matthew Hoskins in the 115 car has got past him, and it looks like they're busy because they've got David Russell in the number 12 BMW who's lapping them, scooting his way past, and also Phil England in that Subaru as well, the Impreza number 8, the yellow car, sort of trying to wriggle his way through as best he can as well. Of course, with so much traffic, it's more difficult to maintain a sort of consistent performance.
Last time round, England in the Subaru did a 1:21.8, so he was about 0.4 of a second quicker than David Russell in the blue BMW, who leads him into the chicane on this, the 13th, that 12th lap for them.
12th for them, yeah.
Yeah.
13th already for the race leaders, so a bit further up the road. 3 minutes left to go.
And here comes the Scooby, and 3 MX-5s have caught the red and gold one, haven't they? The white team.
Well, Hoskins in the white car had got ahead, and I think he's staying ahead of Alex Rivette in the red car. Here's this battle that we're talking about. There's 2 different classes, Russell in Class C and England in Class B. Of course, he's trying to recover ground, having been off the road at Coppice on, it was about lap 2 or 3 of the race, something like that. 2.5 minutes to go. This is probably the closest or highest position close battle going on at the moment.
Camp's made 10th, by the way, in
Yeah.
the Volvo, number 19.
And that may be where he plateaus. He could get past Chris Slater in the last couple of laps, but I'm not sure he's going to make any more places, because then it's 15-second gap up to Jonathan Candler in 8th place.
Yes, Camp that time round to 23.7, Slater at 26.
Subaru was trying to make a move, or looked like making a move on the outside of David Russell into Goddard chicane that time.
Nothing's going to happen with that lead battle in terms of it's still over 5 seconds, in fact back out to 5.8, because Simon Wing has been lapping a little quicker. We see a lot of spinning 116s, don't we?
We do. I mean, I'm
Probably
sure
the third example.
the 4th, I think it was. This was the 2nd time for this particular car. I'm sure it's not just our director that's picking out the spinning 116s, and there's lots of other cars spinning as well. I suspect that is a genuine reflection of what's going on. Minute or so to go. A bit more of a gap between these two now. The battle for 5th and 6th between Russell in the blue BMW number 12 and the yellow Subaru number 8 of Phil England. There's Alexander Smith. He's in the 196 Honda Integra. He's just turned his way through McLaren's. He's 10 seconds behind Mark Inman, and he is about 5 seconds clear of David Russell, so should be fairly secure in that position. I think there'll be one more lap to go at the end of this one.
You were right that Chris Camp did manage to get past Chris Slater, so that has put Chris Camp in the Volvo up into 9th place.
Bonnet flapping on the number 17 car, which is one of the 116's Sebastian Unwin's car, which is just one of the bonnet pins.
That was a spinner earlier on in the race, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, the bonnet pin's not secure, possibly. So Simon Wing in the Peugeot 205 still leading. We've not seen an awful lot of him in this race. He is 4 seconds or so clear of David Sheed, who is going to run out of time here. It was about 1.5 seconds faster on the previous lap. As we watch.
Oh, down the inside, this is bold.
Oh, it's just about worked. He had to back out of it, didn't he? That was Matthew Hoskins in the 115, the white MX5. There was also the Peugeot.
It was 127 ahead of him, wasn't it? Neil Luke, I think, in the red one.
Yeah, that's right. As they come through, we've counted down to 0, so it's going to be, up to the line now to take the checkered flag, is it? No, it's not quite there yet, but very shortly I think we'll see Simon Wing coming through to take the checkered flag.
That'll be his second win of the season, won't it?
It will indeed. He's just gone through now. Checkered flag has gone out. Simon Wing has taken the victory then. David Sheed has taken second place, 4.59 seconds behind. And Mark Inman just coming through now in the background of shot. You can see there in third position in the white Caterham. And he was another sort of 10 seconds behind Sheed, 15 seconds behind the race winner Simon Wing. And then fourth should be Alexander Smith.
Quite a long wait for him.
Yep, but he has just emerged now. There he is, waving to the marshals on the slowdown.
And the Subaru, I think, got the BMW on the line.
Oh, not quite. 400th, David Russell in the BMW.
I think we demand a photo finish on that. That was very, very tight. Yeah, certainly it accelerated past, but not quite in time.
No, because the checkered flag here, the finish line is quite a long way before the start line here at Donington Park. It's not that far out of the final corner. Good to see the drivers waving to the marshal to show their appreciation to all of the volunteers on their slowing down lap, and that's typical of the very friendly nature of the Armed Forces Race Challenge. Fantastic to see that acknowledgement of the marshals, and I'm sure the marshals in turn will be very appreciative of that and waving back at the drivers. Good drive there from Keith Atwood up to 12th place. He was from the back of the grid. We think also coming through from towards the back was Chris Camp. He took 9th in the Volvo S60, so he did get the better of Chris Slater in the number 32 car in the end, so that's a good drive from Chris Camp. But as I say, points determined on performance index. We won't be able to find out how that's gone today because there'll be some number crunching to do in spreadsheets to work out who the most consistent drivers have been. But on the road, it was number 108, Simon Wing, that took the victory in the Peugeot 205. He was 4.59 seconds clear of number 133, David Sheed, in the BMW. David Sheed having had that spin mid-race. Third place to number 22, Mark Inman, winning Class B in the Caterham Sigmax. Fourth, number 196, Alexander Smith in the Honda. In fifth place, it was number 12, David Russell, winning Class C in the BMW E36 3 Series, ahead of number 8, Phil England, in 6th place in the Subaru. 7th was 178, Pete Seeley's Toyota. 8th, number 84, Jonathan Candler's Peugeot. 9th was number 19, Chris Camp in the Volvo, and 10th, number 32, Chris Slater. A bit further back, let's just pick out the key finishes here. We can see Ben McLaughlin in 15th got a 5-second penalty. That's for exceeding track limits. Mike Wells in 17th place overall. He was our winner in Class D from Douglas Inglis, number 41 in 20th overall. He was second. A bit further back, because there's a lot of cars in this race. Neil Luke's car we mentioned. The car that's shown as 501 there, I think, was actually the 235 car of Ruben Stanislaus. Simon Vernon in 28th place, number 57. Another driver to pick up a 5-second penalty. One final screen of cars. Some didn't make it to the end, notably Sean Graham in his Sultan low cost and the Vauxhall Astra of Adam Dewis. So that brings the Armed Forces Race Challenge to an end. Let's hear now from Josh Barrett in the pit lane.
So we're down here in the pit lane after the Armed Forces Racing Challenge. Hopefully we'll be able to catch up with the 4 class winners from that race. Firstly, Simon Wing, who was our race winner. Simon, well done. I'll give you a winner's garland to start with. And to start with, it was a good battle with the BMW out there, and I think they had a spin in front of you.
Yeah, he got me off the line and just squeezed me into the corner, so I had nowhere to go. But yeah, we were having a good battle round. I was a little bit better on the brakes than him, but he was very quick in the straight line. Yeah. But then he spun in front of me, and from then on it was just a test day, really, wasn't it? So yeah.
Tell us a bit about the developments to your Peugeot.
To the Peugeot?
Yeah.
Oh, I've had it 14 years now, so it's running 232 horsepower. It weighs about 850 kilos, so it's only just in Class A.
Yeah.
I like to say that.
Anyway, it's great to see the flames coming out the back of it. It's a very spectacular car.
Everybody likes the noise and everybody likes the flames. But yeah.
And you obviously missed the last couple of meetings. You won at Silverstone, you've won here, so it's a nice result you're
Nice
getting.
to be in front of Mark because
Yeah.
he got me at Croft,
Right,
so
okay.
it's nice to finish in front of Mark. So yeah.
Well done. Let's see if we can grab a word with Mark, who won Class B. Well done, Mark. Obviously, the Class A cars, a bit too much power for you, but a good class result.
Yeah, I mean, I should be able to catch him. I just didn't feel comfortable on that, and towards the end of the race I was getting more comfortable, so next race hopefully I'll be on it a bit better from the start, and then we'll see what happens on that one.
Yeah. It's obviously a fantastic big grid here, but that does mean that you quick guys have got lots of traffic to deal with.
Yeah, we've just come from Brands and the traffic here was way worse than Brands,
Right.
yet it's a bigger circuit, a wider circuit, so yeah, the extra cars are making an effect.
Do you enjoy that sort of racing over this big range of cars out there?
Yeah, I mean, having a race with someone in your class, but then the skill of getting round lap traffic just adds the extra fun to me.
Well, good luck later and well done on the class win. Then David Russell was the Class C winner. David, you've got an unbeaten run this year, so this year's going really well.
Yeah, this year is going really well, so it's good to continue that. I was at a race last Sunday and literally the wheel fell off.
Oh, right.
So it was a bit touch and go whether we get here, but thankfully we managed to turn the car around and get on the grid, and some more good racing out in FRC. It was good.
How long have you been racing for?
This is my second full season, so not that long compared to some on the grid, but the car's been in the championship for years, so it's a well sorted car. I'm just lucky that I was allowed to buy it.
Right.
So yeah, it's gone well.
You mentioned about last week not going there well. That was in Club Enduro, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that was Club Enduro, yeah. We were running second in class. Some of the team, the RAF team, were running the car, and I think they were more devastated than I was.
Is that a plan for the future, doing something like that?
Oh, I have not got the money for Club
right.
Enduro, so it was literally just a one-time thing. I'd stick with FRC. It's where the car belongs.
Well done on the win. And then Mike Wells was the winner in Class D. And good race there, Mike.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've spoken to you. I've been in the Armed Forces Race Challenge now for a few years. Prior to that, MR2 Championship. Hopefully get back to that next year as well. But today was really good. Good start. There's a stalled car, I think, on the grid. Managed to take advantage of that, and then just got caught out by the oil down at Old Hairpin, which almost allowed my competitor, my nearest Class D competitor, to get past me. But managed to hold him off and put a Class C car between me and him, and that was it for the race. Really, just concentrating on my own race and bring it home.
Probably that's a bit different to last time out at Brands Hatch, but you had 2 race-long battles out there, didn't you?
That's it. Yeah, it was pretty nip and tuck at Brands Hatch. We've got a bit more space here, so I think that's probably what's allowed it to happen. But still a little bit of tuning to do on the suspension of the car, I think, just to keep it in check a bit. But looking forward to the second one.
Best of luck with that, and well done on the class win. So good to catch up with our 4 class winners in the Armed Forces Race Challenge. As you heard from the guys there, we'll see them later on. But up next here at Donington Park, it's the PBS Brakes Hot Hatch Championship.